My whole job here is to raise enough attention so that you people would come and hear what was going on. And I hope you've paid some attention to it. There's so much information that it's hard to grasp it all, and it's easy to chat among yourselves when you kind of lost track of what's happening. But I know that some of you will try very hard to tell the story of what's going on here with the First Nations and the modern Canada. I think it's a very interesting story to cover. I think it has the potential to be a social media explosion like the Arab Spring, because finally environmentalists and big industry and government have got a forum where they're all talking. I think that's an interesting situation. This may not be the time it happens, but it may be that we utilize the technology we have to communicate well enough to realize how many of us feel the same way, and we start to do something about it. So my job is to bring light to the situation through my celebrity, and aside from that, I'm really not nearly as well qualified to speak as these other folks are. I have said before that the integrity of Canada is at stake with this, and I still feel that way. I think when you make a deal, that you got to stick with the deal that you made. If you're going to change the deal, you got to talk to the people you made the deal with, and you got to change it. And the other thing I learned while I was growing up is, if you make a mess, clean it up before you do anything else. My mother told me that over and over again until I finally got it right. Now it's time for us to get it right. We've made a huge mess that no one ever could have envisioned when I was growing up, that anybody would do anything like this. If you've never seen it, you have to see it. You have to study it and look at it to see how big it is. And I think if you do those things and remember what these folks here said today, that you have good background to compare to some of the rhetoric you're hearing out of the industrial complex and the government. In Canada, your profession really doesn't limit your freedom of speech. So that part of their argument doesn't go. And as far as me not knowing what I'm talking about, everybody knows that. That's not obvious. You know, I mean, it couldn't be more obvious. You know, I'm a musician. You know, so, but in Edmonton, Alberta, 77% of the people that were polled by the newspaper there agree. Now, those people probably have other kind of jobs than my job. So the government should take note of that. That somehow what we're doing here has 77% of the people in Edmonton, Alberta agreeing with us and what we're saying. So, you know, you could take my name right out of there, and there's still 77% of them are there. You know, so it's okay if they want to dismiss me because I hit a power cord or something. You know, I don't care. It's a deal. You make a deal. You sign a contract. We signed a contract. Canada signed a contract. Are you saying that people across Canada don't give a, you know, they don't care? We made a deal. Now we don't care because we weren't there. We don't understand what it is, so it's no good. This is a country. We have a government. We elected these people. They made the deal. This is who we are. We're Canada. We're all Canadians. Most of our cities are named after First Nations words. We have a deal. It doesn't matter. If you have a deal, you buy a house. What do you say? Well, I don't think I'm going to pay for it. You know? That's what a deal is. It's a treaty. Any deal is a treaty. It's like it's an arrangement. So that's what I think. We will thank the First Nations for stopping this, if they're able to stop it. Because in 20 years from now or 30 years from now, we'll be able to look at all of the areas that we saved, and they'll still be here. Even when the planet is in far graver danger than it is right now, we can preserve what we have so that we can say we did the right thing. If we don't, it's just going to look like the moon in Alberta. I mean, you know, I've called it many things and everybody gets upset. But I'll tell you what, as far as muskrats go, and as far as animals and birds go, and the people who live on those lands, it is like a war zone, a disaster area from war. what's happened up there. It's gone. Reclamation is a myth. You can have reclamation, and maybe in many years it might look sort of like it used to, but underneath it's not the same. And that's why the First Nations people feel like the spirit of the land is being broken. We need to retain the spirit of the land. That's what's so beautiful, and this is going to be cherished in the future. This is something that we have now. If we take care of it, everybody's going to look at it in the future and go, that is really beautiful. We're so glad we kept it, because now we're doing things differently, which we will do differently. We won't be in the fossil fuel age forever. We will move past this, and then we'll be going, oh my God, what did we do? Look at these areas. We killed all of this. It's not going to be a good thing for our grandchildren if we don't do something. And that's what this is about. It's about our grandchildren. It's about looking down the road and seeing where you're going. I really believe it's about the future. It's about our kids, their kids, civilization. That's what's at stake here.